Okay, let's talk about photosynthesis. It's a biological process through which plants form their food. It's a combination of two words, photo. Photo means light, and here the light is actually representing sunlight. And synthesis is basically production. Whenever we make anything, it is called as synthesis. And so we can define photosynthesis as production of food by plants, production of food by plants in which they use sunlight, in which they use sunlight. And in this process, plants use sunlight through using their chlorophyll. Actually, the chlorophyll is green color pigment found in the leaves, and which not only give green color to the different parts of the plant. For example, you can see the color of leaves stem which is green. It is because of chlorophyll present in it, and this chlorophyll is liquid, which is found in chloroplast. Chloroplast are organelles found specifically in the leaves. That's why the leaves are always green in color. And this photosynthesis will take place in leaves specifically. We will discuss later on why leaves are adapted for photosynthesis. What are the features which make leaves best for photosynthesis? Okay, so leaves are having a lot of features which enable them to undergo photosynthesis. We will discuss it later on. First of all, we will discuss about the requirement of photosynthesis. As it is a biochemical process which also include a chemical reaction in it, first we'll look onto the reaction of it. It include carbon dioxide. CO2 is the formula of carbon dioxide. C stands for carbon, O2 is oxide. Okay, and carbon dioxide along with water, H2O is the formula of water. Carbon dioxide and water react together to make food of the plant, which is glucose. Yeah. And the formula of glucose is C6H12O6. This is glucose. And the byproduct of photosynthesis, which is also produced during for making of glucose, is oxygen. And you know, oxygen is quite useful product which plant use for respiration later on. And what else is required here? Sunlight. So carbon dioxide, water, sunlight. So you will write sunlight on the top of arrow, and chlorophyll you can write here just below the arrow. Okay, so in this way it will make complete reaction of photosynthesis: carbon dioxide, water, glucose, and oxygen. Okay, so from, as you know, carbohydrate, glucose is a carbohydrate, so it needs three things: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So carbon basically is extracted from the carbon dioxide which enter the leaves through stomata. Okay, we will discuss what are stomata. Stomata are basically small pores or opening found in the epidermis of the leaves. Okay, after this we will discuss about the structure, internal structure of the leaf, where I'll explain you where the stomata located and where other parts of the internal structure of the leaves are. First of all, okay, carbon dioxide will give carbon part, and then we have water. Water is giving oxygen and hydrogen to synthesize this carbohydrate, this glucose, C6H12O6. This is plant food. And now we will discuss about different you can say different parts of the internal structure of the leaf. And first of all, we will draw it. Epidermis cells are basically flattened cells, and these are the outermost cells. And usually they don't have spaces. Only if space is found between epidermis, it is basically stoma. Stoma is the opening between the guard cells. So these kidney shaped cells are guard cells. Guard cell. And we always found a pair of guard cells, and this opening between the guard cell is called as stoma. Singular is stoma, plural is stomata. Okay, let's complete the diagram first, then we will discuss the different features of it. Okay, let's suppose this is lower epidermis. Again, we will have stomata surrounded by guard cell. Okay, and just above epidermis we will have waxy cuticle layer. I will discuss you the role of everything in detail. First, let me draw it. And then we have palisade mesophyll cells, which are almost elongated cells. I'm just randomly drawing it. And then we have spongy mesophyll, which are irregularly shaped and have spaces between them. Okay, I'll not complete the diagram. I think this much will be enough for description. And mesophyll cells contain chloroplast in them, and chloroplast is organelle which contain chlorophyll. I have already discussed the role of chlorophyll with you, that chlorophyll give green color to the plant. Secondly, it captures sunlight, because sunlight will give energy to drive the reaction of photosynthesis. Without sunlight, photosynthesis cannot occur. Okay, so first discuss about different features. And spongy mesophyll contain only small chloroplast in them, very small number of chloroplast. Okay, first of all, waxy cuticle layer. This is waxy cuticle layer. Cuticle. So what's the function of waxy cuticle layer? It is a waterproof substance. So waterproof substance will never allow the exchange of water, or it will not allow the passage of water through it. Whenever the leaves are exposed to sunlight or a hot temperature or a hot environment, they can dry if they don't have cuticle layer on them. So cuticle layer is a protective layer, a waterproof pigment, a waterproof substance just like Vaseline, which will keep the moisture within the leaf, and it will prevent the drying out of leaves whenever they are exposed to sunlight or high temperature. Because whenever leaf is exposed to sunlight, evaporation of water can occur, which is called as transpiration. And when water will evaporate from the leaf, it will make it dehydrated. It can cause wilting of the plant, or loss of moisture can occur. So in order to retain moisture, they have waxy cuticle layer. Second thing is that we have epidermis. Epidermis are of two types, upper epidermis and lower epidermis. This is upper epidermis. What does it mean by epidermis? Epi means outer, and dermis means layer. It is the outermost layer found in leaf. Okay, we have upper outermost layer and lower outermost layer. Okay, upper epidermis, and this is lower epidermis. And what's the difference between these two types of epidermis is that lower epidermis is more concentrated in stomata. There are more stomata found in the lower epidermis as compared to upper epidermis. Upper epidermis also contain stomata, but they are just few in number, so we just neglect it. Second thing is that in between this upper and lower epidermis, we have these two types of cells making different layers. These are basically called as mesophyll cells. Meso means middle, phyll means leaf, it is basically the middle layer of the leaf found between the upper and lower epidermis. Meso means middle. Phyll is used for leaves. It is a middle layer of the leaf. And further, it is of two types: palisade mesophyll and spongy mesophyll. Palisade is the elongated one. It is palisade mesophyll. And this irregularly shaped is spongy mesophyll. Okay, what's the difference of them? Palisade mesophills are basically, they are having elongated shape, while spongy are irregularly shaped. Spongy is having less number of stomata, while palisade is full of, they are highly concentrated in stomata. Sorry, I used stomata word instead of chloroplast. Spongy mesophyll contain less number of chloroplast, while palisade contain high number of chloroplast. And chloroplast contain chlorophyll, and chlorophyll captures sunlight, and this sunlight will give energy to drive the reaction of photosynthesis. Basically, these green dots are representing chloroplast, which contain chlorophyll in it. Okay. And um, and basically it is palisade mesophyll layer where photosynthesis takes place. And the main purpose of a spongy mesophyll is to provide track, because you can see here spaces between the cells. So these are intercellular spaces, which are basically provide pathway for different gases to travel, because we have studied the two gases are involved during the production of photosynthesis: carbon dioxide and oxygen. So in this way, carbon dioxide can easily enter, and it can travel through these spaces to the palisade mesophyll where photosynthesis will take place. And when oxygen is produced as a byproduct of photosynthesis, it will be given off. After traveling through this path, it will come out. And usually majority of oxygen which is produced as a result of photosynthesis will not be released out by plant. They will keep it and they will use it for respiration. Okay, we will discuss respiration in detail when we will continue our classes. Okay, so in this way, we have discussed about the internal structure of the leaf, having cuticle, upper epidermis, lower epidermis, stomata. Okay, stomata is basically plural word, singular is stoma, and stoma is just an opening surrounded by a pair of guard cells. These kidney shaped are guard cells. And usually the guard cells are very sensitive to sunlight. So whenever there is sunlight, these guard cells will change their structure in a way that they will open stomata. And when stomata is open, it will let carbon dioxide to enter the leaf. And in this way, when carbon dioxide will enter, it will combine with water, and as a result they will make carbohydrate, which is glucose, which is food of plant. Okay. And usually during night time, when there is no sunlight, as the stomata are very sensitive to sunlight, so during night time they will be closed. Okay, and there will be no entry of carbon dioxide. That's why it is known that during night time the carbon dioxide will not enter. So as a result, photosynthesis will stop during night time, while photosynthesis is at higher rate during daytime. And if we look at respiration is at low rate during sunlight, like during daytime, while during night time, when photosynthesis will turn off, respiration will continue to occur. So you know that during respiration, the leaves take in oxygen and they will take out carbon dioxide. That's why it is not suggested to sit near plants or trees during night time, because they are giving off carbon dioxide during night time, because they are only respiring during night time. And carbon dioxide is a poisonous gas. You know that it has a lot of dangerous effects on your respiratory system, like it will bind hemoglobin and it will impair the function of hemoglobin. and hemoglobin basically transport oxygen in your body. And if it is you can say if it is bounded and it cannot undergo its function, you will not get oxygen in different parts of your body, so that will be very a dangerous condition. So we will discuss the respiratory system later on, and now we have just discussed about the internal structure of the leaf to make clear what's occurring in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, after this we will discuss the different features why leaves are adapted for photosynthesis. This is very favorite question according to exam point of view. They usually ask what are the features which make leaves adapted for photosynthesis. Why leaves are adapted for photosynthesis. There are a lot of features. First of all, we will discuss them one by one. First feature or is the shape of the leaf. They are broad and flat. When something is broad and flat, it will provide maximum surface area, and this maximum surface area will increase the area to absorb sunlight. For example, if a leaf is very broad in this way, a lot of regions are there to absorb sunlight. So in this way, more amount of sunlight will be captured, and more amount of oxygen will be absorbed, and in this way the rate of photosynthesis will be high. Okay, second feature of leaf is that it is having chloroplast, which is basically green pigment. I have already discussed with you. Sorry, chloroplast is an organelle. This organelle contains chlorophyll in it. Okay, chlorophyll is a green pigment. Keep it in mind that chlorophyll is a green pigment and chloroplast is organelle. These are the structure which contain chlorophyll in it. Okay, and you have seen the internal structure of the leaf already, that the palisade and spongy mesophyll, both of them contain chloroplast containing which further contain chlorophyll in it. So this chlorophyll is very important because it is capturing sunlight to prepare plant food. In this way, without chlorophyll, plant cannot synthesize food. And so in this way, you can write here that the chloroplast is concentrated in palisade mesophyll, and some amount is also found in spongy mesophyll. So basically, mesophyll contain the middle layer of the leaf contain chloroplast, which further contain chlorophyll in it. And third important feature is waxy cuticle layer. Waxy cuticle is preventing evaporation and drying out of the leaf. In that way, they will keep moisture inside and they will survive for longer. Waxy cuticle layer, which is the uppermost layer found outside upper epidermis. Okay, waterproofing effect it will give to the plant. And next thing is vascular bundle. Yes, vascular bundle. Vascular bundle is found in just in between the palisade and spongy mesophyll. I'll make it here. This is vascular bundle found in between the spongy mesophyll and palisade mesophyll. And what is the function of vascular bundle? Vascular bundle consists of two portions, xylem and phloem. Xylem is used to transport water and phloem transport food to the plant. And you know that water you only give to the root of plant, not root, you can say to the soil, and roots are embedded in the soil. They will absorb water from the soil, and then there is xylem tissue which will suck water from the roots through the stem and then deliver it to the leaves where it is required to prepare food. And phloem is basically a tissue, a vessel which transport the prepared food to different parts of the plant, because the flowers or the roots and stem, they also need energy. In that way they also need food, and in that way they will obtain this food through this phloem, which is basically a transport vessel. Just like we have arteries and veins in our body which transport the different nutrients to different parts of our body, similarly they have in place of arteries and veins, they have xylem and phloem. Okay, so this vascular bundle is also located in the leaves, which is very beneficial for the leaf. And yes, and upper epidermis is just transparent. So what's the function of being transparent? In this way, transparent things will easily allow the sunlight to pass through it. So in this way, upper epidermis will allow the sunlight to directly fall on the pallidate mesophyll, where it will be captured by the chlorophyll. So it is transparent, which is very important, which will allow the sunlight to directly pass through it, and that it will fall on the mesophyll cells, which contain chloroplast and have chlorophyll in it. So in this way, chlorophyll will capture sunlight and it will give energy to drive reaction of photosynthesis. And then stomata. Sixth point is stomata. Stomata are the pores guarded or surrounded by guard cell, and which are basically the opening to allow for gas exchange. Like it is a pore through which carbon dioxide can enter or oxygen can be released out of the leaves. And we have already seen that stomata are highly concentrated on the lower epidermis of the leaf. So these are the features which make leaves best situated for photosynthesis. Okay, and I forgot to share my introduction. I'm Doctor of Pharmacy by qualification. I have done my PharmD doctorate degree from Rifa International University, Islamabad. I have been apart from my medical field, I have been giving lecture to international students of UK. Specifically, I have taught various students of IGCSE. One of my student appeared recently in exam of 2023, and I taught him physics, chemistry, and biology. He's from London, UK. So I have very good experience of teaching the course as well as explaining the past papers. After completion of course, within 3 to 4 months, we will practice past papers from Save My Exam site. I have registered to it, and in that way, I'll assure you that you will gain, inshallah, maximum A or A plus grade in your exam. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.